The history of Abraham Lincoln, early life, presidency, and legacy.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is widely regarded as one of the greatest American leaders. His presidency was marked by the Civil War, the abolition of slavery, and efforts to preserve the Union. Lincoln's rise from humble beginnings to the highest office in the nation is a testament to his determination, intelligence, and commitment to democracy and human rights. This essay explores his early life, political career, leadership during the Civil War, and lasting legacy, particularly his role in ending slavery in the United States. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin in Hardin County, now LaRue County, Kentucky. His parents, Thomas and Nancy Hanks Lincoln, were modest farmers who struggled to make a living. Lincoln's early years were marked by hardship, as his family moved to Indiana in 1816 and later to Illinois in 1830 in search of better opportunities. His mother died when he was only 9 years old, and his father remarried a kind woman, Sarah Bush Johnston, who encouraged his love for reading and learning. Lincoln's formal education was minimal. He attended school sporadically for less than a year. But he was an avid reader and largely self-taught. He developed a passion for law, literature, and politics, reading books such as the Bible, Shakespeare, and legal texts. His early jobs included working as a rail splitter, store clerk, and postmaster before entering politics in the 1830s. Lincoln's political career began in 1834 when he was elected to the Illinois state legislature as a member of the Whig Party. During this time, he studied law and became a successful lawyer. He served 4 terms in the Illinois legislature and gained a reputation as an eloquent and principled speaker. In 1846, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he opposed the Mexican-American War and slavery's expansion into new territories. After a brief return to private law practice, Lincoln re-entered politics in the 1850s, alarmed by the passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed new territories to decide whether to permit slavery. He joined the newly formed Republican Party and gained national prominence through debates with Stephen A. Douglas during the 1858 Illinois Senate race. Though he lost the election, his opposition to slavery and his powerful speeches, including the famous House Divided speech, positioned him as a national leader. In 1860, Lincoln won the Republican nomination for president and was elected as the 16th President of the United States, defeating 3 other candidates. His victory alarmed the southern states, leading to the secession of South Carolina and eventually 10 more states, forming the Confederate States of America. Lincoln took office on March 4, 1861, during one of the most tumultuous times in American history. His primary goal was to preserve the Union, but his presidency soon became dominated by the Civil War, which began in April 1861 when Confederate forces attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Lincoln faced immense challenges, including military defeats, political opposition, and internal divisions within the Union. He struggled to find competent generals, eventually appointing Ulysses S. Grant as the commander of Union forces. Despite criticism and setbacks, Lincoln remained steadfast in his commitment to winning the war and restoring the nation. His leadership was characterized by decisive action, including the suspension of habeas corpus to quell dissent and the use of executive authority to keep border states loyal to the Union. Lincoln was also an adept communicator, delivering speeches that inspired the nation, such as his Gettysburg Address in 1863, where he reaffirmed the principles of democracy and the Union's fight for freedom. One of Lincoln's most significant contributions was his role in ending slavery. Although he initially focused on preserving the Union rather than abolishing slavery, he recognized that slavery was a fundamental cause of the war. On January 1, 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that enslaved people in Confederate-controlled areas were free. Though it did not immediately free all enslaved people, it shifted the war's focus to the fight for human freedom and paved the way for the eventual abolition of slavery. Lincoln's commitment to ending slavery culminated in the passage of the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which abolished slavery in all states. He worked tirelessly to secure congressional support for the amendment, which was ratified in December 1865, several months after his death. On April 14, 1865, just days after the Confederacy surrendered, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He died the following morning, plunging the nation into mourning. His death marked the first assassination of a U.S. president and left the country to navigate Reconstruction without his leadership. Lincoln's legacy as one of America's greatest presidents endures. He is celebrated for his leadership during the Civil War, his role in ending slavery, and his unwavering commitment to preserving the Union. His speeches, including the Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural address, remain some of the most powerful expressions of American ideals. His vision for a reunited nation was realized through Reconstruction, though his assassination left many of his plans unfulfilled. Over time, he has become a symbol of democracy, equality, and perseverance, with monuments and memorials dedicated to his memory, including the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Abraham Lincoln's journey from humble beginnings to the presidency is a story of resilience, intellect, and moral courage. His leadership during the Civil War, his efforts to abolish slavery, and his commitment to the Union shaped the course of American history. Though his life was cut short, his impact continues to influence the nation's values and aspirations. Lincoln remains a timeless figure whose words and actions inspire generations to fight for freedom, justice, and unity.
If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on new content. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get the latest updates instantly.